This morning, the bill ordering the Justice Department to release the Jeffrey Epstein files heads to President Trump's desk. Time for the Streamline, everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. Late Tuesday, the Senate agreed to unanimously approve the bill the House passed earlier in the day. That means it's going to immediately pass the Senate when it arrives this morning. It was a rare moment of unity on Capitol Hill. Only one person, Republican Clay Higgins of Louisiana, voted no. President Trump fought for weeks to prevent a vote that would release the files. This week, though, he reversed course, saying he would sign off on the bill if it passes. Still, some members of Congress aren't sure Trump's going to follow through. He recently ordered a new investigation into Democrats named in the file. That investigation could delay things.
He might try to stall the whole thing through this new sham investigation that he's now launching.
I only take people's actions seriously, no longer words.
The president could have released all of these files without Congress's approval. If he signs the bill, the Department of Justice has 30 days to release them. The victims' identities, though, would still remain sealed. Meanwhile, the president's plan to pick up more seats in Congress just hit a snag. The federal appeals court in Texas is blocking the state's attempt to redraw district maps that could have given Republicans a chance to flip 5 House seats. The judges say there is evidence that Texas used race as a factor when they redrew those maps. The evidence includes a letter from the Department of Justice in Washington directing Texas to redraw its maps to eliminate 4 majority non-white districts.
These districts are going to show that Hispanics and blacks, as well as others, are voting for Republican, and Republican is their candidate of choice.
The ruling comes just days after the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against California for its own congressional redistricting efforts. The maps that were passed through Prop 50 would give Democrats the chance to win 5 more House seats there. California Governor Gavin Newsom responded to the Texas ruling, saying, quote, Trump and Greg Abbott played with fire and got burned, and democracy won. The Supreme Court could still take up the Texas case as part of its emergency docket.
President Trump is now designating Saudi Arabia a major non-NATO ally. This comes after his controversial meeting with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Back in 2018, the CIA concluded bin Salman had ordered the assassination of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. President Trump is now denying the prince knew anything about the killing, telling a journalist who asked about Khashoggi that she was embarrassing bin Salman. After the visit, the Crown Prince announced a $1 trillion investment into the U.S. As part of a security agreement, the president is selling Saudi Arabia some of our most advanced fighter jets, F-35s. And President Trump's immigration crackdown is now targeting the Big Easy. Next month, 250 federal border agents are set to head to New Orleans. The operation is being called Swamp Sweep. The Associated Press reports the Department of Homeland Security said it's expected to last 2 months and potentially lead to the arrest of 5,000 people. And here in San Diego, a chaotic scene broke out at Lincoln Park Tuesday, where federal agents carried out an immigration operation. This happened at the 47th Street trolley stop, where a small crowd was forming. At the scene, San Diego police showed up for what ICE said was crowd control. At one point, a woman was pepper sprayed after getting close to agents. Witnesses we spoke with are now demanding answers.
We're going to follow up and find out why there was such a large deployment of police in response to Immigration and Customs Enforcement in this instance.
We saw one person leave in handcuffs, but it's unclear if that person was arrested as part of this immigration operation. ICE told ABC 10 News the group assaulted 2 agents and that, quote, interference during operations is unacceptable. The statement said ICE remains committed to enforcing the laws written by Congress. Pope Leo is now being critical of the immigration efforts led by the Trump administration. The Pope said, quote, if people are in the United States illegally, there are ways to treat that. There are courts. There's a system of justice. He continued on by saying that countries can have a system to determine who and how people can enter. But for people who have been in the nation for years, there should be better treatment.
A scary scene in Cape Cod overnight. A trench collapsed at a construction site. First responders worked through the night to rescue people buried in the rubble. They found 2 workers. One was able to get out by himself. The other was buried up to his waist. Search teams are still looking for the body of a 3rd man who officials say did not survive. According to records, the construction company involved in this incident has 2 previous OSHA violations. That agency is now investigating this collapse. The National Transportation Safety Board is warning many of our bridges are in danger. The agency issued 17 safety recommendations to prevent accidents like last year's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore. A container ship crashed into one of the bridge's support pillars, knocking the whole thing down. The NTSB now says a loose wire on the ship caused it to lose power and drift. They are now telling ship operators to use thermal imaging to find loose wires. The agency is also recommending a warning system for drivers crossing bridges in case of emergencies. ABC 10 News has partnered with the Better Business Bureau to help you avoid holiday scams. This year, there are more than ever. Joe Ducey is breaking down the common tactics scammers use to trick people online.
Where there's money, there are scams. And every year we see online holiday shopping full of them, from fake websites to fake jobs and more. I'm Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau, and here are the top 5 holiday scams ABC 10 News viewers need to know about this year. Social media ads. Admit it, ads on our feeds get our attention. But BBB gets daily complaints of people paying for items they don't get or are different than advertised. Stick with sites you know and go to bbb.org to review before buying. How about a temp job and some extra money? Scammers are listing more for the holidays. Warning signs, big money for little work, hiring without an interview, and demanding you pay them to get the job. Holiday gift exchanges. BBB gets complaints about secret sister, wine or bourbon exchanges that turn out to be pyramid schemes. You send gifts hoping to get one back, but hundreds end up spending money and getting nothing. Free gift cards could be a big lure as you holiday shop, but they're rarely free. Scammers pose as legit businesses, ask for personal information in exchange for a gift card as a reward for being a loyal customer. Don't bite. Fake shipping notifications are huge during the holidays. With so many people shipping so much, scammers send texts and emails about delivery issues, trying to get you to pay more or get your private information. Never click on links in emails or texts. Contact a business through your account. It's the only safe way. Check reviews and look for the BBB sign to hire trusted, accredited businesses. More on the scam at 10news.com, and I'll see you next time.
The NBA's all-time leading scorer set another record Tuesday night. LA Lakers forward LeBron James made his season debut against the Utah Jazz. It's his 23rd season. That's the most anyone has ever played in the league. The 40-year-old showed up a bit late, though. He missed the first 14 games due to sciatica. That nerve issue caused pain to radiate down his leg. But he's now put rumors of his retirement to rest and collected a reported $52.6 million for the season. Go Lakers. All right, it was a record-breaking night during Sotheby's first sale at its new U.S. headquarters in New York on Tuesday. A rare Gustav Klimt painting sold for a whopping $236.4 million after a 20-minute bidding war. The artwork is of one of the daughters of one of Klimt's patrons. He created the piece in the later years of his life. The painting was part of the collection owned by the heir of Estee Lauder. It's currently the most expensive work of modern art to ever sell at an auction. $236 million. It's a lot of money. All right, that's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.